Hey everybody, welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest, and I am glad to be here. I just messed up there we go. So I am tracking us on both YouTube and Facebook, so I can see the chat on Facebook. If you want to chat in, by all means, please do that. The theme today is we're going to be looking at the high rising industries that are rocking and rolling, and that's what we're going to do. And my Facebook, stop, Joey. It's all right. I can, as soon as it ramps back up, I should be able to see the chat there, but I can definitely see the chat in YouTube. If you can hear me loud and clear, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, and let me know where you're tuning in from. So, well, it didn't come up with I did the thing, Joey, with the chat, but it didn't pop up on my screen. I don't know if it's supposed to pop up here or not, but Badger says, hello, Robert, VV Nation. We are having fun now. Martin is here from the VV Jockey Club. Somebody's talking to me in Spanish on Facebook, and I can't, let me see. Good night, I Romania, te saluta Regina Maria Romania. All right, so I can have the accent. Aiden is here on Facebook.
That was Italian.
Huh?
That was Italian.
That was Italian. Pasta fagioli. See. Oui. Michael is here on Facebook. Aiden's here on Facebook. Steven on Facebook is coming in from Jersey on YouTube. Steve, New York. Kobe, VV Nation. California for Robert Cody. Contra was okay, but Spy Puts had huge gain, and Apple as well kept my account up. Right now, Marie, I'm with you. I'm hanging on in there. Interesting. Oh, talking about Cardano. I got a video coming out, Keith, after this Trending Thursday, talking about Dogecoin, talking about Shiba Inu, and I've got in there the battle of the blockchains. Cardano is in there. And you know something? I looked at Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, and a new one called Avalanche. Check that video out. It's going to come out. I've got a crypto video coming out after Trending Thursday today, but the mainstay is going to be Shiba Inu. Please, please, please. Bom dia, Leonardo. Bom dia. That's Italian. Rick on Facebook is saying, VV Nation, hello from Wisconsin. So, man, I'm glad we got people from everywhere here, and today we're going to make some money. Hopefully, we're going to have some fun. Rami says, ADA is so stagnant. So, again, Cardano, and you're going to look at it over the last 7 days. Cardano is the one that's taking the biggest hit. Ethereum is up there, but keep your eye on Solana. Again, if you want to know more about the battle of the blockchains, the crypto video is coming out right after Trending Thursday today. Folks, tune into it. If you know some people, share the link. Share the link. Let other people know what's going on here at VectorVest. So before we get started, some house cleaning things to do. Trading for charity. Patrick and I, along with Joey, went over to GameStop yesterday, and we spent about $1,700 on toys for kids. All right, so remember the donations were for toys or games for the less fortunate kids for the holiday season, and we are off to a good start. Joey, eventually we're going to get a video out of about it. So Joey took the video, and there we go. So that's good. Next week, Joey, is the next week the last week? All right, so we raised about $3,000. We spent about $1,700 of it yesterday. So we still have some more money to spend. And remember, if next week is the last week, Tuesday and Wednesday of next week at 11:30 for both days, tune in. You have an opportunity still to give to that organization or what we're doing. So that's taken care of. For all of you today, who wants to have an opportunity, especially if you're not a VectorVest subscriber, how many of you want to have an opportunity to win a free year of the VectorVest software? Type a me in the room. This is only for the people who do not have subscriptions to the software. I am going to give three opportunities for people, brand new people who are not subscribers to the software, to have and to get a free year of the VectorVest service. And then I will pick up, no Demeter, because I will pick up, for somebody who does have a subscription to the software, I'm going to give you an opportunity to win something as well for free. All right, so Yasu, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. I like that, Nectarios. Yasu. So, I want, maybe you're right. No, I'm not telling none of y'all to go cancel nothing. Stop. Just take that out of your mind. If anybody who is a subscriber to the software, I'm going to give you an opportunity to win something absolutely free at the end of this end of this live stream today. We're not going to look at stocks. I'm going to introduce something to you to give you an opportunity to win a free year of subscription to the software. All right. So I see my people on Facebook. Look at that. Aiden, Glenn with 2 N's, Michael, Joanne, Sean, Stephen all said me on Facebook as well. So you're going to get an opportunity. It's going to be at the end of the session. So you got to be here to win it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So today's theme, again, we're going to look at the industries that have hit a new high over the last couple of weeks. This market has been crazy, up and down and up and down and up and down. So we're going to keep all of that in mind, and I'm going to help you to walk through what's going on in the market. And as a matter of fact, let's start off there. Let's get into the VectorVest software. And from the VectorVest software, we're going to take a look at what's going on in the market. The market is up nicely today. The Dow is up over 600 points, up for a total of over 2% today, a big rebound. Back and forth. That just tells me that there's a lot of volatility in the market right now. If you look at the VIX, I'm sure the VIX is rocking and rolling and moving up. The Suma says, I don't have a subscription. I need it. Well, you might have an opportunity to win a free year, especially not as a subscriber, for a free year. And again, I am going to give, say again? It wasn't working. I put, there it is. This is some there we go. I like that. This is some serious cheater savings. So I'm giving you an opportunity to do that. Do I qualify as a former customer? Absolutely. So I'm going to give you guys an opportunity, but you got to be here and you got to stay to the end in order for you to do that. All right. As I look at the market again, all the major indices are up. The laggard today, interestingly enough, is the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is the only one down under 1%, but everything else is up 1% today. A big move in the market, but we are still overall, for the most conservative timing call that we have, we're still in a confirmed down call. I want you guys to keep your eyes on that. Still a lot of red, 369. It's a direct split down the middle between red and yellow. This is still a time. The market may be going down. You still may be hedging your portfolio. It's okay to do that. All right, it's okay to do that, but just be careful. On a day like today, anything that you're playing as far as contra ETFs are probably getting hurt today because the market is going up so much. All right, so that's what we see right here on the homepage of the VectorVest system, that the market is just rocking and rolling today. But again, there's a lot of things going on in the background. So I'm going to bring us to our first story. And let's talk about some of the things that are going on in the market. Private payroll posts better than expected growth, 534,000 in November. So more and more people are from a payroll perspective, maybe more people are going back to work finally, and that's a good thing, because the unemployment rate, or the rate of people signing up for unemployment, there he goes right there. Jobless claims remain low following the prior week's plunge. So I like that people are starting to get back to work. And what helps to move that is the holiday season. People need money. People need money to go shopping for Christmas. So something. Maybe a lot of people are stepping up to say, well, we got to go back to work, and that's what's going on. And now, from a Fed perspective, Jerome Powell ditches the transitory tag. Who's your buddy? Who's been telling you that the transitory word wasn't the right word for the Fed to be using all this time? All right, transitory was not inflation was an issue. And he paves the way for a rate hike. Again, it's not an if it's going to happen. It's going to when it's going to happen. Snoopy says, now I'm ready for a spy dump. We'll keep our eyes on that. And from the perspective of what to do in the market now, we're going to look at that when we look at the market timing graph. But from a Fed perspective, from a job perspective, things are, especially from a job perspective, things are picking up. If you look at earnings season, this earnings season was a good earnings season. So I'm thinking that quarter one, quarter two of next year is going to be very interesting as the tapering of the bonds has already happened. And as the Fed gets closer and closer to raising interest rates, that's where the rubber is going to meet the road, and we're going to see what's going on. Hello to you, Bill, as well. Maria says, Glenn says several times. What did I say, Marie? Marie, me? What did I say, Marie? I don't know. Oh, Lord, I'm not trying to get in trouble. Woo-wee. All right. So as I look at some of the things going, and one more other thing, November delivers another hit to sinking consumer confidence. So you look at the good side of what's going on in the market, but consumer confidence is falling. Why? Because prices are so high. Prices are so high, fell to a 9-month low in November, clipped by rising prices and concern about coronavirus. So we all know what's going on with the new variant, the Omicron, not Omicron. I've been saying it wrong. It's Omicron. All right, and it's scaring people. And, you know, we're going to get more information about it to see how serious it really is. All right, so these are the things that are behind the market. Jobs are picking up. Unemployment, people searching for jobs is going down. And so let's go see how that affects the market in the VectorVest system. And I'm going to go to our watch list of stocks. We're looking at 15 stocks today, but the two that I use for looking at the market, all right, the two that I look at for the market is the VVC, the VectorVest Composite, which looks at the movement of over 9,000 stocks. And then for those of you who are not subscribers to the software, we look at the S&P 500 or the spiders. Both of those are up nicely today, as you can see. Let's go right-click. And now let's get a real view of what's going on in the market. And then there it is, little volatility. Down overall, the fear of the market is pushing us more into a bearish tone. I've got a level of support on the VVC sitting at about $66.85. It broke through it yesterday. With today's big day on good volume, the market's trying to reclaim and get that back above so it could be at a level of support again. And is the market starting to look for a bottom? If you look at our indicators here at VectorVest, we do have the indicators that help us to understand when the market is starting to look for a market bottom. Let's go change the layout real quick to the VectorVest layout. Here it is. Is that it? That's not it. Let's change the layout again. That was it. VectorVest. Oh, I know why, because I'm looking at the VVC, not the market timing graph. I'm going to change this real quick. Let's go look at the market timing graph. Here's our indicators. The MTI that looks at the combination of a couple of different things. For those people who are not subscribers to the software, it is cast on a scale between 0 and 2. When the MTI gets to a level of 0.60, the market's starting to look for a bottom. And when the buy-to-sell ratio gets to a value of 0.20, the market's looking for a bottom. And there we are. That was as of, let's go look at what it looked like as of yesterday. We were right at those levels, and look at that. The market is starting to rebound. Could this be the market finally saying enough is enough and then rebounding? We don't know yet, but the indicators were right in place to let us know that the market was possibly looking for a market bottom. I don't think there's anybody out there right now that gives you this kind of information in analysis of the market when looking at over 9,000 stocks. Let's go back to the VVC because let's go bring up the S&P 500. Same kind of scenario, found a level of support, a nice little level. Let's go take a look. Right about here was my good level of support on the S&P 500, about 44, 48. In that zone, pulled back a couple of days, nice open candle today. So the market could be on its way back up to the upside? We'll see. The news behind the market is favorable. The market has gone down so precipitously that it's probably ready for a rebound. Market looking for a bottom means that the market is looking for a point where it stops going down and it starts to go back up. That's what a market bottom is, and that's what the bottom is on a stock. How do you know when the bottom is? When a stock or the market stops going down and it starts going back up. That's what a bottom looks for. Should we wait for a rebound? And Manu, the answer to that question is yes. I want to see some more follow through in the market before I'm ready to say that the market has actually found a level of a bottom. One day doesn't make a trend. So today we have a bounce. Let's go see if we get more follow through tomorrow. That would help me to realize that there's some confirmation to the move. Let's see. Let us get a target of likes over 100. Thank you for that, Manu. I like that. Come on, Glenn. Put your neck out there. Put my neck out there. I ain't put my neck out there. No. My job is to educate you. My job is to educate you. Is the market looking for a bottom? Yes. Is it found the bottom as of yesterday? Potentially, yes, but we don't know. All right, potentially, yes, but we don't know. How many likes we got? 54? We're going to get more likes, I'm sure. And not only that, we need people, if you feel that what you see here is helpful to you, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please do, all right? It's our way to grow the channel. All right, let's go back to my viewers tab. Those are my stories on the market, showing you why the market is doing what it's doing behind the scenes, especially looking at jobs, especially looking at the Fed and things of that nature. And we can see that possibly the market might have found the bottom, but we don't know that. Don't let today sucker you into that. Does that make sense to everybody? Type a 1 if that makes sense to you. Type a 2 if it doesn't make sense to you. Type a 1 in the room if that makes sense to you. Type a 2 if it doesn't. And Snoopy says it could be a bull trap. Again, that's why I'm looking for confirmation tomorrow. That's why I'm looking for confirmation tomorrow, but I feel a little bit more confident in knowing that the indicators that we have within the software are pointing to the direction that the market could have finally found a bottom. And again, there's nobody else out there that gives you this kind of insight on the market to give you those kinds of indications. So I see between Facebook and between YouTube that people are typing a 1 that it makes sense. Let's get confirmation before we think about backing up the truck and bottom fishing, all right? All right, let's get back out into my stories, and let's go to my next story. So another industry that's going up is semiconductors. Semiconductors are on the rise. Semiconductors has hit a new high over the last 2 weeks. Now, on midday market, we did something. We look to see, and we do this every midday Monday or on midday market. We look to see what sectors have moved up the most over the last 2 weeks. And we saw this past Monday that no sector was positive, which was another indication that the market was bearish. Right on point. And again, if you missed out on midday market, you need to come join me every Monday where we analyze what's going on in the market live throughout the session. All right. So this week, instead of trying to find out what sectors were moving the fastest over the last 2 weeks, I took a different approach to find out what industries had hit new highs over the last 2 weeks. And that's what we're going to focus on today. Semiconductors hit a new high over the last 2 weeks, and that's why we're going to look at stocks in that space. Shares of semiconductor companies are trading higher, rebounding after dipping on Friday amid COVID-driven sell-off. Concerns over the new Omicron variant of the various clouded global economic outlook pressuring the sector. So just like what happened with the Evergreen story coming out of China and everybody overreacted, I think that right now, without knowing more about Omicron, what's going on, we got to know more about what it is and how bad it is before we can start jumping off the cliff and saying that, oh my gosh, the world is going to hell in a handbasket. Let's let this story settle. Let the markets do what they do, but a lot of us invest emotionally. That's part of what we do. And what we try to do here is we try to educate you to keep you focused. And that's what we're still doing right now. So let's go take a look at my stocks that are in that space. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stocks to look at in space. Now, before I look at those stocks, we create a watch list of all of the stocks that we are going to talk about in Trending Thursday. The first thing I want you to know is the power of a VectorVest watch list. When you put stocks into a VectorVest watch list, we automatically start going to work for you. We do that automatically, and you don't even realize it until I tell you right now. You build whatever watch list of stocks that you currently own, stocks that you're interested in, that kind of thing. These stocks are automatically sorted by our master indicator, VST. So let's go set that up. When I look at it that perspective, I can see the stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing. That's how we analyze stocks. We look at the stock's long-term upside potential. We look at the risk factor by relative safety. We look to see if the stock is going up in price. So when we analyze a stock, we give you the full package of what's really going on with the stocks, and we use that master indicator VST, so the stocks that have the best combination automatically rise to the top. What's the best stock in the list? NVDA. Right behind it, AMD. Right behind it, ON. Right behind it, MU. Guess what, folks? That's 4 of the 5 stocks that I'm talking about right now, and that's why we're talking about that industry today. That industry hit a new high over the last 2 weeks, and these are some of the stocks that are in that space. So we got NVIDIA, we got AMD, ON, we got MU, and I got one more that I'm missing. Where is it? Oh, AMBA. Look at that, the top 5 stocks. The top 5 stocks in the watch list today all come from that same industry. And again, that's why we're looking at it in the industry. That semiconductor industry hit a new high over the last week. Robert says, best to utilize VectorVest relative safety feature when comparing stocks with an industry. Awesome VV feature built in. Absolutely. And that's why we use it. That's why we use it. And Joey, I highlighted it, but it didn't pop up. That's all right. Good to see Trending Thursday is happening today. Thought it wasn't happening. No, Jay Kelly, I'm here. I'm here. Well, unless somebody was telling me something that I don't know, I'm here. All right, so the top stocks in here, sorted by VST, are all the 5 stocks that I'm looking at from that space. Let's go see if this is working. There it is. Good. There you go. So Jay Kelly, I wanted to put that up there so everybody can see it. All right, let me clear that. Let's go take a look at these stocks. View the stock graph. Here we go. Look at that. NVIDIA. Let's change the graph layout. And let's go put this on to Glenn GTR Swing, where I look at the 20-day exponential moving average. Look at that, baby. Woo. Bottom left, top right, taking off like an airplane. And that's on the 3-month graph. Moving up nicely. Even on the pullback with the market, it leveled out, it consolidated, stayed above the 20-day exponential moving average. Look at the earnings per share. Look at the earnings growth. Sales and sales growth dipped a little bit, but you know something? Look at price action. That is a beautiful looking equity curve. Same thing with AMD. Look at the big pullback yesterday and look at the rebound today. We're right at the 20-day exponential moving average. Rising earnings. Keep your eyes, though, on earnings growth when it comes down to AMD, but the earnings looks good. The stock's price is moving higher. Next one is ON Semiconductor, above the 20-day. Pullback yesterday. Nice rebound. A lot of stocks are rebounding today. And then look at that level of the 20-day exponential moving average does a really good job. Snoopy's on Facebook says PayPal and Facebook are prime in buying. They are. Today, again, we're not going to be looking at individual stocks because I'm going to be busy trying to give away a free year to the VectorVest system. I'm going to be busy trying to do that. So we're not going to look at your individual stocks today. Let's go down. MU, again, pulling away from the 20-day a little bit more. Look at the pullback yesterday. This one is not responding or rebounding as much as the other ones, but nonetheless still above the 20-day exponential moving average. And the last one is AMBA, nicely moving up. Pulled back below the 20-day, found a level of support sitting at 170.03. Jacked up yesterday, a lot of selling pressure, little rebound today, but currently still above the 20-day exponential moving average. Do you look for a pin off the 20-day MA? If I'm looking at a stock, especially if I'm looking at this grade, as I'm looking at this stock right here, any stock that pulls back, yes, I like to bounce off the 20-day exponential moving average and then watch it move up. Watch the bounce. This one didn't bounce. It fell through. That would have been a good opportunity if you didn't own the stock, if you did own the stock, to get out of it. Now, if you own the stock and it hits that 20-day, Coach Sean, I'm going to stay into that stock. I'm going to, especially if I'm trying to swing it, I'm going to let the 20-day manage how I get in and out of that stock. Does that make sense, Coach Sean? Does that make sense? That's what I'm looking for. All right, GRT is down for AMD. And I made mention of that. I said, be careful. Look at that earnings growth rate. All right, anybody have any other questions in regards to that industry? Now you know why that was one of the industries for me to look at today, folks. The stocks in that industry, by way of this watch list, already told me that they were the best of breed. All right, and that's why I'm also a new to VectorVest and don't have a subscription. Again, I'm going to give a couple of you brand new or people who don't have subscriptions an opportunity to win a free year of the VectorVest system. And then I'm going to give a couple of existing customers an opportunity to win a free add-on for 30 days. All right, and there we go. John says, wow, the primary wave is really far from a long signal. Just noticed that because the market's been getting hammered. The market's been getting hammered and then goes back up, and then it gets hammered. It goes back up. There's a lot of volatility in the market right now. All right, let's get into my next story. Let's go here. Let's go to my next story. My next story is about computer stocks. All right, so my next one is about computer maker stocks. Why is that important? Because that industry hit a new high over the last 2 weeks as well. All right. Apple stocks continue to push higher after breaking out. I also saw another story that came out today that going into the Christmas season, that sales of either the phone or the iPad are a little softer than expected. Everybody in this room knows that Glenn loves Apple. I'm not in love with Apple. For the sake of transparency, I am currently trading Apple, so I'm in Apple right now. I like Apple always going into the Christmas seasons because people are picking up iPads, iPhones, they're picking up computers going into the Christmas season. So I'm a big fan of Apple during this time of the year. Stephanie says, how to know if we have a dead cat bounce or not. So how do you know? Is the confirmation for tomorrow. What did I say? Today's move is just one day. One day doesn't make a trend. What am I looking for? I'm looking for confirmation tomorrow to see if today's move still has legs to the upside. My AMD cost average is $22. Wow, Rick, that's a good play right there. That's a good play. All right, so I like Apple. Also in the space is Hewlett-Packard. HP rises 10% on strong quarterly results. That helps that whole industry to hit a new high. And then I got another one. Lenovo's new Yoga Tab is affordable tablet for the whole family. I haven't looked into this yet. All right, but a cheaper tab from a good name company like Lenovo might be something that people are going to jump into, helping to push the stock's price higher. All right, let's go and take a look at those stocks. All right, and where are they? There's Apple, there is Lenovo, there's Dell, and those were my three stocks. Look at where they sit in the list. All right, not as good, and Apple is the best one coming out of the semiconductor stocks. Apple is right there with a VST of 1.31. Notice that my best stocks by VST are all buy recommendations too. So when you look at a buy recommendation stock and a stock when the market's going down, does that mean you buy that stock? The answer to that is no, because even the best buy rated stocks can go down when the market moves. Why? Because 80% of the stocks in the market move with the trend of the market. So don't get caught out there just thinking that these stocks are buy, that even when the market goes down, that these stocks are going to make you money. Jay Kelly says, HP looks really strong, seems to be breaking out, but ex-dividend day coming soon may pull back. Yes, and when the dividend does get paid out, the stock's price will drop down to the level of the dividend that's paid out. Absolutely. But it's in an industry that has hit a new high over the last 2 weeks, thus it's on my list. So Apple, right after the semiconductors, is the next best stock in there. Look at Lenovo and Dell further down the list. But let's go take a look at their graphs nonetheless. You know me, like I said, I love Apple. Look at the pullback and look at the rebound. Where did it stop? Look at that, Coach. Where did it stop? Right at the 20. I'm already in the stock, so I've been in it somewhere up in here. I took a hit right here, but I'm getting a little bit of rebound right here. I love the bounces off of the 20, especially if I am playing stock longer term. Tommy, have a great day, my friend. How is the stop column value computed? Good question, Manu. Our stop column is a 13-week moving average of the a 13-week moving average adjusted for the fundamentals of the stock. So it's not just a 13-week moving average. It's a moving average utilizing some vector vestosity. That's a new word. David's not here, but using some vector vestosity. We look at the fundamentals, the relative value, relative safety. We look at the fundamentals. If the fundamentals are good, we're going to lower that stop to keep you in that stock longer. If the fundamentals are not good, that stop price will be raised to get you out of the stock faster. So that's how it's calculated, Manu. It's not just a 13-week moving average. It's a 13-week moving average with a recipe of vector vestness in there to give you a good point of, oh, you are here, David. Vector vestosity. Put that in the book. Vector vestosity. Another Glennism. Gotta love it. Stephanie says, even their phone won't sell as expected. Is Apple still a buy? Apple, let's go look at it. Look over the last 3 months. Is the stock moving higher? Yeah, it is. Is it going gangbusters? No. But is it right now currently above the 20-day? Yes. Nice little rebound today. I still like it. Why else do I like it? Earnings per share is there. Earnings growth is not there, and that is helping or hurting because of the sales of the phone. That will hurt their earnings growth. But earnings is good. Sales growth is falling, but sales overall is going up. They'll catch up. All right, they'll catch up. What I like about Apple is that it's a name that's not going away anytime soon, and that as Christmas gets here, a lot more people will be buying Apple products. So as I look at that, have a good day, Nectarios. Stephanie, that's my feel on looking at Apple. Now, remember, a good way to learn how to get out of it, if it goes below that 20-day moving average, that's a way for you to get out of it. And if I'm in it, which I am, if it falls below the 20-day exponential moving average, I'm getting out of the stock. Next stock on the list is Lenovo. Wow. Even though the space hit a new high, Lenovo doesn't look anywhere near as good. And this is why the analysis is important. The industry is moving, but not every stock is in there moving. But we took a look at it. Nonetheless, it's below the 20-day. I'd stay away from that stock. I like the earnings, but right now, by way of price action, I'm not feeling it. And the same thing with DELL. So if I look at these stocks, those are the three big movers or the three main stocks in that space. Apple seems to be the leader. DELL is just moving sideways below the 20-day. The earnings per share is just... So if I'm looking at this space, Apple seems to be the place to go. Apple is playing catching up acity. I still think that for the most part, people still got to catch up to Apple. All right, that's what I look at it as. People still have to catch up with Apple. All right, so Apple's still a leader out there, and they got people like me who's part of the Apple ecosystem. Joey's part of the Apple ecosystem too, aren't you, Joey? Don't forget Apple is getting into the EV space. I know that's still talk. There's nothing really big about that yet, Lee. So that's all talk. That's all talk. And until it starts showing some process of a concept car or anything, it's still talk. So that's where I stand as far as that goes. Glenn on Facebook says, is buying a buy-sell rating based on analysis, consensus, or is it based on the VectorVest? So there's 4 things for a stock to get a buy recommendation. The stock's got to be above the stop price. Remember, I talked about the 13-week moving average adjusted for fundamentals. That's a stop price. It's got to be above the stop price, trending away from the stop price. Relative timing has to be above 1, and VST needs to be above 1. Those 4 things need to happen for a stock to get a buy recommendation. So it's not looking at what other people are saying about the stock. It's still internal within the VectorVest software. And in order for a stock to get a sell recommendation, only one thing needs to happen. The stock's price has to go below the stop price. And I don't have a stop price. Let's add parameter, capital appreciation, price. Stop price, there it is. As soon as a stock, remember, this is that 13-week moving average adjusted for the fundamentals of the stock. When the stock's price falls below that stop price, it automatically gets a sell a sell recommendation. I have noticed in past sessions, sometimes you use the 40-day, sometimes the 20. I am confused. Could you please let us know which EMA to use and when to use it? I use 2 moving averages. I use a 20-day exponential moving average for my longer-term swing trades, and then I use moving averages for shorter term, which are the 3 and the 8. Very few times do you see me use the 40. Those are my 2 main go-to moving average sets, whether it's the 20-day for the longer term or the 3 and the 8 for the shorter term. I have noticed, all right, so Sunil, you put that in twice. You only need to put it in once. I got you. Why do all these companies have to make EV when everyone is working at home? Well, that's because the EV space is a hot space to be. All right. So those are my computer stocks. It looks like we come away from that knowing that Apple is the leader right now. All right. I can't comment much. I'm on the road listening on my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I hear you, Mark. So am I. I'm looking at the chat for Facebook on my iPhone 13 Pro Max as well. So yeah, I'm with you, Mark. I could talk to Siri on my Apple Watch. And then I got my iPad that I use to do my videos and stuff. Man, I got it all. I'm an Apple geek. I am such an Apple geek, and I will not apologize for it. All right? I will not apologize for it. All right. So those are my computer stocks in an industry that hit a new high over the last 2 weeks. Let's get back into my stories, and let's get into the next story. Let's get into the next story. Next story is on, what's this? Crypto. All right. How many people out there trading crypto? Type of 1. If you're still not trading crypto, type of 2. How many people out there trading crypto? Type of 1. If you're not, type of 2. I am telling you, it is a speculative space. It is a volatile space. But it is a space that needs to be considered, folks. It does. But even with that being said, you got to be careful. I still think that it's more of a trade than it is a long-term thing, because all it takes is for Elon Musk to say something and then everything goes away. All it takes is for somebody like Jamie Dimon to say something, or all it takes for somebody, or Mark Cuban to say something, and all of that goes away. So that's why I am not a fan of holding cryptos. I don't care which one it is, long term. And if you are going to do that, it needs to be with money that it's fun money. If you understand what I just said, type of me. If you don't agree with what I just said, type of no. All right. If you agree and understand with what I just said about investing in crypto, type of me. If you don't agree with that, type of no. All right. And I you know something, it could be a mixture of people in this room. Some of you may feel that crypto is the way to go long term. You know something, I'm not going to judge you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But what I will tell you, if you look at the history of crypto, it's made a lot of money for a lot of people, and it's lost a lot of money for a lot of people. You want to know how to make $1 million in crypto? Start off with 2 million. There you go. And let it drop back down to 1 million, and that's how you make $1 million in crypto. I'm telling you. Now, if you get in at the right time and you time the trades, it's got a great opportunity with the low, all of that stuff. And it's undeniably popular. I can't get away from that. It is undeniably popular, but you just got to be careful because the space is rickety-rackety, and all it takes, hell, if I was an influencer, I could say, hey, go buy crypto today. And everybody go, hey, and crypto goes up. All right. You're looking at TV. How many of you have seen the commercials on TV where sports players are going to crypto.com? Type of me in the room. How many of you have seen? It's all over the place now. People is trying to get more people into that whole space. So all I'm saying, folks, is be careful. If you're going to play crypto long term, it needs to be with money that you don't depend on. All right. That you don't depend on. All right. So institutional investors believe cryptocurrencies are a viable asset class during COVID-19. What else? Eventually, Bitcoin will become a 100 trillion asset class. Ooh-wee. That's a lot of flipping money. You thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? That's a lot of money. But again, that's speculation. That's just somebody giving their opinion, telling you that it's going to be a $100 trillion asset class. Could it happen? It could. It could. You know why? Because there's a lot of people behind it. Could it get to that point? Yeah, it could be. And then you sit back and go, well, then why y'all don't want to hold it long term? All right, because while it's trying to get to 100 trillion, it may go all the way back down to, and then what? And then you're going to be just like this. Man, I should have listened to Glenn's education about crypto, and I wouldn't be in the hot spot that I'm in right now. Remember, folks, this is all education. I ain't pushing you in no direction. All right, next one, Marathon. Whoa, Marathon falls flat despite expanding key Bitcoin mining partnership. Now, Mara's on the side of the blockchain. If you've looked at a video that I did, I talked about the ecosystem of cryptocurrency. You have the coin, you have the blockchain in which it's traded on, and then you have the miners. And a lot of the miners are blockchains, but not all of them. So there is an intricacy to the ecosystem of cryptocurrency, which is something else that you got to consider. People are going to be telling you, hey, go buy this crypto. It's going to be the next heaviest thing. And then all that is just a whole bunch of people say, hey, you going to buy that? Yeah, I'm going to go buy that. You going to buy that? Yeah, I'm going to buy that. And then they go all buy that, and then it goes up, and then they say, and then the people sitting in the background going, they bought it, and then they're going to drop it down. And you're going to be sitting there, why did I buy it? I should listen to Glenn. Glenn said I wasn't supposed to buy it. Listen, everybody trades differently, and understanding that there is an ecosystem, put your money diversified. Maybe look at a coin, maybe look at a blockchain, maybe look at a miner. That's a great way to spread that money in the ecosystem. And understanding the ecosystem helps you to spread it the right way. All right, so that's on Mara, and then I'm not ready for that one yet. So let's go look at the stocks that I have in this space for crypto. Look at that. Look at the top of my list, right behind Apple. Look at that. Remember, I told you these are all industries that have hit a new high over the last 2 weeks. Right behind Apple, there's Mara, there's Riot, there's Hut, and there's SDIG. Those are my 4 stocks that I'm looking at. I believe, yep, those are my 4 stocks that I'm looking at. So because we don't track currencies, whether foreign exchange or cryptocurrencies, the only thing from a crypto space that we do track are the blockchains. And notice that all of these are blockchains, all right? Let's right click, let's take a look at them. Remember, this is another industry that hit a new high over the last week. Woo, look at that Mara right there. All right, let's go do graph layouts. Let's go look at my swing side. Actually, let's go look at the trade side. Remember, I said this is a little bit more aggressive, right? A little bit more speculative, a little bit more volatile. Let's look at the 3 and the 8. So now the person that asked me the difference between which moving averages I look at, 20-day exponential moving average if I'm looking to swing trade. If I'm looking to trade shorter term, I'm looking at the 3 and the 8. And right now, what did I tell you? This space is more of a trade. Right now, Mara is right at a level of support, though. Look at that, at 47.39. The 3 and the 8 cross bearish here. This would have been a good opportunity if you were in Mara. Remember, shorter term trades, but let the market, let the moving averages come to you. Even on the pullbacks, look at the 3 and 8, hold, bam, fall. That was your opportunity to get out. Does that make sense looking at the graph? Now, coin is another one that's out there that I could take a look at as well. Remember, though, it's not an actual digital currency, but it's a place where you can trade. Coinbase is a way that you can trade crypto. So coin is another one that I would look at. But in this case, I am looking at the blockchains. All right, I am looking at the blockchains. Marie says, yes, I'm in Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you look at the video that's coming out today, again, it's primarily looking at how and why Shibu can rise. 3 reasons why Shiba Inu could rise. And then the second part of the video is looking at the battle of the blockchains, and Ethereum is the leader in the blockchain space. But I want you to keep your eyes on Solana. All right, if you want to know more about that, right after this video, folks, will be a crypto video looking at Shiba and looking at the battle of the blockchains. I have at least 100 coins and doing profits even when the market is down. Super important to diversify stake, hodl, and not panic. So again, for me, when I say diversify, you want to think about getting into a coin, think about getting into a blockchain, think about getting into a miner. That's a way of staying diversified in this space. And I don't think there's anybody on YouTube telling you that kind of information, folks. I'm telling you, it's all about education here. If you like what you've seen here so far and haven't already done it, hit the like button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel and feel that this is something that could be useful to you, hit the subscribe button, folks, all right? So those two things especially, man, I want you to learn things, and I want you to get a better perspective on the things that you do know to help you guys make more money in the market. So again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. And if you haven't hit the like button, by all means, please do that. All right, so there's Mara. I'm not feeling it. There's Riot. Now, keep in mind that this industry has gone up, hit a new high over the last 2 weeks. But man, the major players in the space I'm not feeling too good about that. Look at Riot is a little bit of a channel with a level of support at 3102, a level of resistance at 4088. The 3 and the 8 just crossed yesterday, actually today. If you're holding it, I probably would consider taking some off the table. Apple is at 163 right now. Do you think it's too high to buy, or should I wait for another dip? So for me, Dell, I'm all about, if I'm going to look at getting into a stock, currently, I'm going to look at the current high. I want to go either 5 or 12 cents higher than the current high. If the stock's price is at $20 or more, I look to go in 12 cents higher than the high. If the stock is less than 20 bucks, I'm going to look to go 5 cents higher than the high. That will always answer my question if it's too late or not, because if I'm buying on the high, the stock is doing exactly what I want it to do, which is going higher before I buy. So Dell on Facebook, does that make sense to you? All right, does that make sense to you? Or if you want to wait for the pullback, you got to find when the stock stops going down and starts to bounce to go back up to get back in. But I'm all about making sure if I'm going to get into it now, let me get into it on the current day's high, either 12 or 5 cents higher than the high. Brett says, are the 3-8 simple or exponential on Facebook? They are exponential moving averages. They are exponential. Do you have any indicator in VectorVest software which can draw support and resistance automatically? Yep. See these lines that are here, support and resistance? I didn't draw them. The VectorVest software drew that for me. All right, Lisa says, can I get some clarification? Hold on. Can I get some clarification? Do you use the 20 EMA for longer term trading or for swing trading? I can put those both into the same basket. I can put that 20-day exponential moving average both on the swing trade and longer term. So I can do that. All right. So Lisa, does that make sense? The only other thing is I'm looking for trade, and from a trade perspective, then I use the 3 and the 8. But I can use the 20 on both swing trader and long term. Whether I'm looking at Apple or if I'm looking at Home Depot or Lowe's, any of those great stocks, UNH, put a 20-day exponential moving average. Those are longer term plays, and I can still use that 20-day exponential moving average. All right, so hopefully that makes sense, Lisa. And that's what I will do. The 20-day is good for either swing or longer term. All right, so Riot, I'm not feeling that. Woo, Hut, I loved Hut when it was rocking. Look at the 3-8 cross. When it was rocking and rolling, it was right here going, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I want to get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. And then it drifted away. Bam! Was that a good opportunity to take profits off the table? Absolutely. Was that a good opportunity for you to not have heartache right now? Absolutely. Again, from a trade perspective, the 3 and the 8 do a great job to get you in and out of a stock without too much. All right, so there you go. Thanks for clarifying. Absolutely, Lisa. I want to talk to you guys. It's not me talking at you. I want to talk with you. I want you guys to make money. That's the reason why, if you like what you hear here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. That's what it's all about. And this is not any of us ever being fanatical on YouTube. And I'm hoping that that's a refreshment, because you can go to so many different YouTube channels and it's like, no, you got to buy this stock because it's going to do. Okay, I don't want to do that. All right, I want to teach you something. I want to educate you. I don't want to push anybody in the wrong direction, because your decisions are your decisions. And I want that to happen that way. Last stock, SDIG. This is the only one that's showing me some semblance of a rebound. Look at the stock, found a level of a floor. Look at the nice open day today. Look at the convergence of the 3 and the 8. I'd keep my eye on SDIG right now. Patrick did a beautiful video on this stock before the stock came out as an IPO. If you haven't watched that video as well, please go back, take a look at it. I'm liking this one out of all of the ones that are the most popular. SDIG looks the most nicest. Manu says, I'd like to learn more on how the software works. A 1-year subscription would definitely help for a small portfolio such as mine. All right. So I'm going to give you an opportunity. How about this? I want you to understand this. For everybody who does not win today, you know that if you go to www.vectorvest.com/YT for YouTube, you do know that you can take advantage of the software and everything that I'm showing you here for 99 cents for 30 days. So, Manu, if you don't win the 1 year today, or if somebody out there doesn't win the 1 year today, we still got a ridiculously low price on the system for 30 days, 99 cents. All right, Joey's going to put that in there, www.vectorvest.com/YT. One more question before I move on. Jay Kelly says, and the content you produce is the real stuff right here. Quite glad some crypto is starting to be covered on the channel now too. There you go. Again, I want you guys to be in the know, but we want to make sure that we got you guys all squared away. All right, so those are my crypto stocks today, but I will, again, I can't stress it enough, I will be doing a crypto video. It's already recorded. It's going to be released after today, after Trending Thursday today. Go check it out. Go check it out. All right, stocks of interest. Every week, I always try to bring some stocks of interest. GlaxoSmithKline says its COVID antibody drug, see this word? Is likely effective against Omicron. That don't make me feel warm and fuzzy all over. Anybody agree with that? Type of 1 if you agree with that. Type of 2 if it really don't matter to you. Type of 1 if you agree with that. That doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy all over. All right, so I like that it's likely. I would have liked the words highly likely. I would have liked the words highly likely. But it's a stock of one of my stocks of interest because there's a lot of antivirus stocks out there, but there's only 3 that the U.S. have authorized, and J&J still is on hold. So we've got Pfizer/BioNTech, we've got Moderna, and then we have J&J, which again is still good to go in the EU, but not here yet. Still hasn't been taken off a hold here. Pfizer, on the other hand, is the only drug in the space that is FDA fully approved, and it's baffling my mind why that stock is still not rock and rolling. It's the first one to be FDA approved. Other stocks are thinking about submitting for emergency use. So I don't know. Steve says, you are great and informative. Thanks, honestly. I appreciate that, folks. That's what I want to get across to you guys. Nothing more. It's not about driving you guys anywhere. I want you guys to get a place where you got good information. All right, and if I do something that's wrong, if the information is jacked up, let me know. Hold me accountable. I'm okay with that. I'm not above any of that. Can I make a mistake? Absolutely. Could I read a story wrong? Absolutely. Hold me accountable. I'm here for you. You ain't here for me. I'm here for you so that you can walk away and take this information and make money. That's what we're designed to do. All right, Merck pill is approved now as well. Yep, I forgot about that. Thank you for that, Roy. It is approved. Is it FDA approved? Or is it still approved for emergency use, Roy? Is it still approved for emergency use, or is it FDA approved? I don't know if it was FDA approved. I think that would have been a splash of news everywhere. So I didn't see that, and if I did, I must have been under a rock. So I didn't see that just quite yet. Is Novavax a bad stock? No. Again, it's in that space. Aiden, what do? No matter what stock. Let's do this real quick. All right, Aiden just gave me a stock. So Aiden, on the fly, Novavax, NVAX, on the fly. Now, Aiden, with what I show you here on Trending Thursday, you can answer that question. You don't need my insight. So Aiden, answer your question. Is this a stock that you want to buy? Yes or no? And Aiden is on Facebook. Aiden, I want you to come to the realization of understanding what you're learning here on the system. Would you buy it? Enough said. And that was just on the fly to answer your question. Enough said. All right, so I put that out there. I put that out there just to let you know. FDA approved. Oh, the pill is FDA approved? Thank you, Roy. It is FDA approved. All right, where was I? Was I sleeping? Because I don't know. I didn't see that. I must have been asleep. All right, and Imanu says, no, don't buy NVAX. Hold on, where you at? Where you at, Aiden? Aiden, you never answered my question, man. You can answer your question. Take a full, and you know something? If it's a stock that you own and you're like, oh, man, I was hoping that Glenn thought I should. I ain't doing that. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. Stephanie says, when to know when to buy puts on NVAX. 3 and the 8 is, the 3's below the 8, ain't it? That might not be a bad opportunity to buy puts on it. Does that make sense, Stephanie? All right. No, Roy says emergency use after reading the article. Man, I'm telling you, I was like, I didn't see that. I figured I would have been all over that if it was. But you know something? Again, I can make a mistake. So thank you for that, Roy. Thank you for that, Roy. He cleared that up. All right. Is it too late? No. So just the opposite of buying long. If I'm going to buy puts, I'd buy, I'd buy the 160 puts. I'm going to spend more money because I'm already in the money. I don't know if you want to go down to 155. What's the level of the low right here? I'm not sure if I want to go and buy. Oh, man. I'm not sure if I want to go buy the 155. What's down here? Oh, that's the 120. Oh, no. I would look at if I want to spend less money on the put and still think that the stock's got some downside, I'd buy the 155, or better yet, start off in the money. I'd buy the 160. I'm already going to spend more money for it, but the stock's price is moving down. And guess what? It's got downside to the value of about 120. You got about $30 to the downside right now, looking at this level of support. Does that make sense, Stephanie? December or January, as a buyer, I want to be about 45 days out. As a buyer, I want to buy the time. So as a seller, I want to sell as least time to the buyer. So as a buyer, I want to be at least 45 days out. Does that make sense, Stephanie? Good questions. So December, January, I would probably look at end of January. Probably look at the end of January. All right. Man, I love these questions today. These are great questions. All right, let me get back to the stories. So that was one of my stocks of interest. Let's go. NFTs, another crypto. NFT craze breathes life into the first ETF. Boom. Non-fungible tokens. Guess what? I checked with my database department. They're going to put this ETF in here, which is going to be called NFTZ. They're going to look at getting it in. If you guys want to play non-fungible tokens within the VectorVest software, how cool is that, folks? How cool is that? If you think if you're out there and you're playing the if you're using the crypto space, you like that, type a yes. Type a yes if you like that. If you don't care, type a no. But that's cool. We're going to get in on it. It's going to start trading in this month. But to catch it, you won't actually own any NFTs, cryptos, or assets relative. You're going to be owning derivatives of it, all right? So I like that. I think that that's a cool way to get into the NFT space. And Stephanie says, Stephanie always has good questions. Stephanie, you're talking about yourself in the third person. You know what that deserves? That's what that deserves. All right. So thank you for that, though, Stephanie. All right. So I think that that's going to be a really cool thing, and we're going to be tracking it. The database department is going to get into it. And then Dogecoin sees sudden spike. Why? Because Elon Musk sends out a tweet. I'm telling you, this is why it's tough to hold these crypto coins long term. All it takes is a day. So Dogecoin, I think, I'll do this real quick. If I'm looking at the differences between Doge and Shiba, I've done a video that looked at the differences between the two. I did a Doge versus Shiba. Again, folks, check that out. This is not the only things that we do here on YouTube. Look at the videos that me and my good friend Patrick Franch do. We put a lot of content out there. We put a lot of our time and hearts into it. So I did a video, Dogecoin versus Shiba. I think Shiba has got more utility. It's being used in more places than Dogecoin, and I think Dogecoin is still a meme stock that's got a lot of fan base, but Shiba is actually moving because more and more people are utilizing it. So again, watch the video. I cannot stress enough, watch the video that comes out after today's Trending Thursday. All right. Let's go see. What strategy do you recommend get into and take profit off the table? Means sell everything or sell? I'm not doing that. That's a loaded question, Sunil. I'm not answering that. There's no way that I could effectively answer that. Everybody in here operates and invests differently. So I can't answer that question for you. There was research note put out on Playboy from HedgeEye. Analyst Brian M. That's target of 250. All right, I got you. So what am I at? I'm right at 259. Normally, I'm going to look at these stocks. The only one that I have on the list to look at is going to be GlaxoSmithKline because I don't have NFTs yet. So in my list, go back to the only stock I'm going to look at is GlaxoSmithKline. Again, I don't feel really warm and fuzzy about what they said. But let's go see. It's moving. It's starting to move. Look at that. Might have found a level of support. All right, there's GSK. Might have found a level of support sitting at the value of about 40.83, thereabouts 40.83. And look at the move. I like the 388 bouncing off the dip. Here's the dip. I'd like to see you put your hands upon my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. You put your hands upon my hip. When I dip, you dip, we. Anyway, so there's the dip. And let's see if the 3 and the 8 can cross. And you know something? I'm going to give you a profit target. If the 3 and the 8 do cross, I'm going to give you a profit target sitting at the value of about $43.58. Glenn, you are still positive on Extra? I ain't positive on it. I'm losing money on it. But that's a long-term play. That's a long-term play that I'm down like a 50 kajillion billion dollars. But, excuse me, I think that long-term that this stock's got great upside potential. All right, so I don't do Dogecoin because one man have too much influence on it, says Steven on Facebook. I don't disagree with you on that. And again, that's why I told you the whole coin space, that whole digital coin space can be moved by influencers. And that's why it is that way. All right. Marie says, Sunil, what you need to do is sell half when you're in the momentum is high and buy back a reversal. Again, remember, you know me, I can't give financial advice. All I can do is give you some education on stocks. So I could not answer that question. All right, Claude says, I'm down on XRO as well. So listen, I'm in the same hurt locker you are. I'm feeling the same thing. I am. But I think long term of what it does and what it potentially is all about, that's why I'm in it long term. All right, here we are. We're at the end. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity. I'm going to give two non-subscribers to the VectorVest software an opportunity to win a free year to the VectorVest system. Free 1 year. And then I'm going to give two subscribers to the software an opportunity to win an add-on of their choice with the exception of Options Pro. Can't do Options Pro. If you've got an add-on that you want, I'm going to give you an opportunity to win it free for 30 days. All right, so now, tell you how this works. I'm going to go to the Unisearch tool, and what this is all about is something called the birthday game. How many of you remember the birthday game? Type a 1 in the room. If you've never heard of the VectorVest birthday game, type a 2 in the room. If you've heard of the VectorVest birthday game, type a 1 in the room. If you've never heard of the VectorVest birthday game, type a 2 in the room. All right, so I want to see a mixture. I got a mixture. Wow, a lot of no's. This is great. This is going to be fun. I got a lot of no's out there, baby. Whoo! You guys are in for a treat. All right, you're in for a treat. I'm going to go to a search within it, and this is how strongly we feel about the program that I'm willing to risk a 1 year free subscription because we're that confident in our software. I'm going to go to searches, prudent. Yep, there it is. It's a search called ruler stocks. Why am I so confident that this search will do a good job? It's because it's based on the things that are inherently in the VectorVest system. Earnings growth rate's got to be greater than 14%. The relative safety, the indicator of risk on the stock has got to be above 1.4. These got to be safe stocks. Price greater than $1, average volume greater than 100,000 shares. And then the key ingredient is the relative safety plus earnings growth rate descending. These stocks have the best product, which is multiplying, of relative safety times earnings growth rate. Folks, these are awesome stocks. And utilizing the VectorVest software to find these kinds of stocks, we feel so confident that I am going to help you show. And again, I got 113 likes. By the end of this, what I'm going to do right now, I should have over 200 likes once you see this. All right? So here we go. I've got to go back at least 1 year. So let's go to 12/20 of 2020. I've got to go at least 1 year back. At least 1 year back. For those of you who are not subscribers to the VectorVest software, I need your birthday month and day. Do not put in your year, because if you put in your year and you're old, I'm going to tell you about yourself. Follow instructions. All I want is your birthday month and date. And I'm going to choose I'm going to choose one from Facebook. I'm going to choose one from YouTube. And it's got to go back at least 1 year. You're going to pick whichever year you want, at least back as far as 12/20. So as a matter of fact, Joey's looking at all of these that are coming up. Joey, pick one. I put Joey on the spot. Joey, pick one. These are all people who are not subscribers to the VectorVest software. I will pick one from Facebook, Joey. You pick one from YouTube. All right?
Mark Pincatelli.
Mark Pincatelli. All right. Mark, what was his date?
6/17.
6/17. All right. 6. Let's go back to 6. Oh, what did you do, Glenn? Oh, there it is. 6 June 17. Now, Mark, just you, Mark, what year do you want? So it's got to be from at least 2020 back. Mark, you pick the year. You pick the year that you want me to go back to. You pick the year that you want me to go back to. I can go back as far as 1996. So, Mark, I need that. Now, on Facebook, I got you. I'm going to pick one on Facebook. Mark, I need you to tell me the year that you want me to choose. So I've got 6/17. What year, Mark? Mark, if you don't tell me soon, I'm going to pick somebody else. All right? If you don't tell me soon, I'm going to give you 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 2019. All right. We'll go back to 2019. 2019, 6/17. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to run the top 20 stocks on that date. Watching, Mark? I'm going to run the top 20 stocks on that date. These are the stocks. Ooh, look at this. I look good so far. Ooh, Repligen, Tractor Supply, Ulta Beauty. Mark, we're going to see. If this quick test of these 20 stocks, if this test does not make money, Mark, I'm going to give you a free year to the VectorVest software. Okay? Ready? Joey, can I get a drum roll?
No.
Joey's not going to give me a drum roll. All right, I'm going to. Drum roll, please. Brrr, bingo. All right. Over that time period from 6/17/2019 to 12/2 of 2020, we've got 20 stocks, 18 winners, 2 losers. We blew the market out the freaking water, didn't we? We blew the market off the freaking water. All right. So, Mark, guess what? I'm going to give you a 30-day free subscription to the VectorVest software. All right. Send an email to connect@vectorvest.com. You got that, Mark? You send an email. And I got to write that down. Mark Pincatelli. Mark, you've now won a free month to the VectorVest software. You have to send an email to VectorVest, connect@VectorVest.com. How are you going to select a free year? What do you mean? That was it. That was the opportunity. The opportunity for him to win a free year is if the test did not make money. If the test did not make money, I was giving him a free year. Remember, I told you this. So, Mark, send that email to connect@VectorVest.com. Now, I got to pick somebody from Facebook. Let's see who I got here. Rick X. All right, so that's my Facebook guy. Rick X. He gave me the date of 12/20. All right. Rick on Facebook, you got to give me a year. It's got to be from 2020 on, 2020 back. All right, so I'm gonna go find 12/20. I need the year, Rick. I need the year, Rick. All right, let's go find 12/20. There it is. And Rick, you got to give me a year, man. You got to give me a year. Anytime from 2020 back. Pick any year you want. Rick, I'm giving you 10, 9, 8, 7, 2012. All right, got you. Let's go to 2012. 2012, December. What's the date did you said? Dag nagget. What date did you say, Rick? Let me go back. 12/20. 12/20. So I'm going to run this same test. Ruler stocks, 12/20, 2012. Run the test. Run the stocks. Oh, Rick, look at that. Apple, Holly Frontier, Travelers Group, Tractor Supply, Old Dominion. Oh, Lord have mercy. I feel the wind coming in right now, baby. Woo! Let's quick test the top 20. 308% compared to the market going up 215%. Old Dominion up 1,500%, baby. Folks, that's the search. Ruler stocks. Again, we feel super comfortable in that we can run this birthday game and actually give away a free year if it did not make money. Woo-wee. So, Rick, I need you to send an email to connect@VectorVest.com, and I'm going to send you a free 30-day access to the software. Rick X. Rick, this is on Facebook. ECKES. You got to send an email. Rick, tell me in Facebook you understood what I just said. You got to send me an email to connect@VectorVest.com. Rick, tell me you heard that and understood that. Lisa asks, why do you call it ruler stocks? Because if I look at these stocks on a graph, at the time I run them, if I look at these stocks on a graph, these stocks go up in a nice 45-degree angle that you can put a ruler on that monitor and say, wow, that's why they're called ruler stocks. All right, so Rick, I still need you to tell me on Facebook that you understand that you got to send an email to connect@VectorVest.com. All right, you got it. You got, huh? I told them that already. They got a choice. I got that from Mark. I got that from Mark. They get a choice too. One of our add-on modules with the exception of Options Pro. But I already told them that. All right, anyway, it's done. It's good to go. Let's go now. Anybody who's a subscriber to the VectorVest software, Joey's going to pick one on YouTube. I'll pick one on Facebook. You've got to be a subscriber to the software. I'm going to offer you the same opportunity, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to win a free month to an add-on module with the exception of Options Pro. All right, so Joey's looking at the birthdays coming in on YouTube. I'm looking at the birthdays coming in on Facebook. Again, folks, you have to be a subscriber, and I'm giving you an opportunity to win an add-on module of your choice with the exception of Options Pro.
Jonas Ruditus
Oh man,
for
hold on.
11.
I saw that now. I can't remember that name. I got him. Jonas. All right, Jonas.
RUDAITIS.
RUDAITIS. All right. What's his
What
day?
year?
December 11th. His birthday's coming up. All right, Jonas on YouTube. I need a year. So December 11th, I need a year. Jonas, give me a year. All right. Going in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2020. It's got to be at least 1 year back.
Just do 19 for him.
I got it. Yeah, I'll do 2019. You all right with that, Jonas? December 11th. All right. Let's go run it. 2000. He said it's the same thing. All right. What stocks are in here? Salesforce, TELL. That was a hot stock. Lululemon, Chipotle. I don't know how you spend that much money on a stock that only makes burritos. Anyway, let's do a quick test of the top 20. Went back a couple years. 66%. Ooh, not as good as some of the other ones, but still outperformed the market. 16 winners, 4 losers. All right. And so now for you, even though you didn't win the free year, I'm going to give you a free month to VectorVest. A free month to VectorVest. Jonas, I need you to send an email to connect@vectorvest.com. Connect@vectorvest.com. All right. Tell me in the chat that you heard that and that you understood that. You send an email to connect@vectorvest.com. We're going to set you up with a free month to the VectorVest software. Now, everybody else that's in this room that's watching this, if you think that this is awesome, hit the like button. I'm not making this up. I'm not fudging nothing. I'm using your birth dates. If you think that what this piece of the software can do is this amazing, hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. All right, I got to pick somebody from, and I'm on Facebook, man. I'm getting all the thumbs up. I'm loving that. Who do I have? I have Robert Caulfield, 812. That's on Facebook. 812. Oh, and then Jonas, you got to tell me what tool you want. All right, Jonas, you got to tell me what add-on module that you don't have you want. You put that in the email. You can take any add-on module that you don't have with the exception of Options Pro. You cannot select Options Pro. All right, so who did I just pick? I picked Mr. Caulfield, 812. Robert, I need a year. 812, I need a year. 812. So, Robert, in Facebook, 2017. There you go. I got you. Ooh, look at you. He was on point with it. August. What did you say? August 12th. August 12th. Can I use the 11th? Because the 12th was a Saturday in 2017. I'm going to use the 11th. All right, let's go see. We're going to still run ruler stocks. Run it on 8/11, 2017. Meta. Ooh, not all of these. Centene I know. 2 Cows I did know. iRobot, Salesforce, Monolithic. Let's go see how it works out. We ran the top 20. Quick test them. 110% compared to the S&P 500, 87. We made money a lot, and we outperformed the market. So, who was that? That was Robert Caulfield. Robert Caulfield. Send an email to connect@vectorvest.com to claim your free add-on module for 30 days with the exception of Options Pro. All right? And Bill says Options Pro is the only thing I don't have. I probably would have done something for you, Bill. I don't know what. I would have done something. I would have had to ask for forgiveness instead of for permission, so I would have done something. Robert, tell me in Facebook you understood what I just said. All right? Send an email to connect@vectorvest.com and let me know what add-on module you want for 30 days. Let me know what you got to let us know. Folks, whoo, that was fun. That was fun. Tell me if that wasn't fun. Again, if you guys saw, and you didn't hit the like button yet, if you saw, that's some powerful stuff within the VectorVest software. If you didn't hit the like button, folks, do it. If you didn't hit the subscribe button, folks, do it. This is a cool little piece that we get to have some fun with the software, and that's just a piece. Thank you for that, George. I like that. George says, Glenn, you make trading fun. Listen, I try. That's my job. That's what I do. All right, and that's awesome just to say. That's just awesome just to say. I'm going to keep doing this going forward. Sometimes I won't do it so we can look at your stocks, but I may ask you the question, do you want to get a chance to win a free year, or do you want me to look at your stocks? And I'll take a poll. I'll have Joey do a poll, and by the end of each session, we'll go by what your poll says. We'll go by what your poll says. You guys good for that? Yes or no? You guys good for that? I think going forward, I want to give somebody a free year. I want to give somebody a free year. So are you good with the poll? You know, we'll start the poll at the beginning of Trending Thursday. You'll all have an opportunity to sign the poll. Are you good for that? And depending on what the poll says is what we'll do that day, whether it's look at your stocks at the end or do the birthday game at the end. All right, I'm seeing the yeses come across on YouTube, and I don't see anybody saying it on Facebook. I don't know how we're going to do it on Facebook. You guys on Facebook are just going to have to suck it up and do whatever we say. Yeah, that's how it's going to have to come down. All right, a couple of quick things. Take a look at the stream for Tampa, www.vectorvest.com/stream. Prices are going to go up if you want to get the live stream, folks. It's going to go up. So take your opportunity. We're giving you Black Friday. We gave you Mystic Monday. What's Monday? Cyber Monday. I got another video coming out for the holiday seasons, folks. If you want to take advantage of the 2-day summit or the 2-day seminar, you need to jump on it before prices go up. Don't forget about Patrick next week for Tuesday and Wednesday, Trade for Charity. Folks, we're spending that money. We're spending that money that you're giving us to help less fortunate kids. You guys are amazing. And I think that's it. Man, today was a good day. I didn't have to use my AK. Today was a good day. I had this 4 a.m. in the water. I had to get a fat burger, and never mind.
George, you'll be able to see it for like a year.
Oh, you'll be able to see it for, there you go. Joey's in the background talking. If you do the live stream, you can watch it for a year after you get it. Folks, the prices are going to go up on the live stream. All right, you want to take advantage of it. All right, I'm just trying to tell you. It's going to be a great course. I will be co-hosting it, so it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, folks, I'm done. I used a lot of energy today. You guys were awesome. Great questions. How many likes did we get? 137? I'll take that. And again, last opportunity. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit the subscribe button, especially if you think that what I've shown you is practical. All right, folks, I'm done. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha, bom dia, shalom, shalom, salam, namaste, yasu. Until next time, folks, see ya.